Greetings. Peace be with you. So, I relapsed. No, not from semen retention, but I reconnected with our sister Mary Jane. Okay, and this is a hard video for me to make. As you can tell, my energy is not where it usually is. Because amongst my highest values is that of integrity. To mean what I say and say what I mean, right? And 2 weeks ago, I made a video saying how I've quit weed and how it's changing my life. And here I am, like 2 weeks after that, blazed up again, right? So the first time where I actually made the decision to quit, and I put that in quotes over there because I relapsed yesterday, but it was before we launched the first Monk Mode challenge, right? So at that point, like I shared in previous videos as well, I've had a complicated relationship with MJ, to say the least, right? It's been on, it's been off, it's been like every single day, it's been like not at all for months. And I went 6 weeks this time without blazing up. And 2 weeks ago, I made a video saying that, there's 3 steps that you can take to never, to quit weed. And here I am not having implemented my own advice. And that is something where at this point, since yesterday, it's just been like, should I even make this video right now? No one's going to find out. Then it's like, no one's going to find out. But I know. And that's like putting other people's opinions above my own. And at the end of the day, I know that I broke my word to myself, right? So why did this happen? And maybe you're thinking, okay, what does this have to do with me? But like if you're relapsing on any habit, right? Because we are in the process of evolution, of growth, of leveling up. There are certain changes that we are attempting to make in our lives. And what I'm about to share with you is the 3 questions that I'm asking myself right now after having gone through this experience, okay? Because at a previous point of my evolution, it's like I would have, relapsed. I would have like had 2 steps of progress. And I'm like, oh man, I made the bad decision. I ate the sugar. I busted a nut. I smoked the weed. Now it's going to take me 3 steps back, right? And an analogy that I really like is from James Altucher, who says that it's not the first arrow that kills you, right? So what does this mean? It means that when you get hit by that first arrow, it's like, yes, you feel injured. Yes, you feel down. Yes, you feel hurt. Yes, you feel you feel a bit weak, right? That first arrow gets you, but that's not the arrow that kills you. What kills you is the second arrow. Right? The second arrow is what kills you. What does this mean again? So the first arrow is actually that decision that was made that was not in alignment with your highest self, right? Okay, that decision is made. You had the sugar, you busted it out, whatever it is. But that's fine. What really kills us is the second decision that, since I've already busted a nut, might as well bust like 10 more. Since I've already binged on this sugar, since I've had this bite of sugar, might as well binge all of this, right? Since I blazed this joint, might as well start blazing again, right? So at this point, I can say that one thing I've noticed in my own growth and evolution as I've gone through these practices and rituals that I'm sharing over here, and it's hard for me to make this video because it's like on one side, it's, my ego's whispering, yo man, you're telling all these people how to be disciplined, you're telling them how to quit weed, you're telling them, you're selling a program teaching people how to develop good habits. And here you are having not implemented your own advice, right? So of course, there's a part of me that is a bit harsh on me. There's a part of me that is shaming myself. There's a part of me that's also guilting myself. But I don't fall for that second arrow at this point. I know that I've taken this 1 step back, but this is actually going to be a breakthrough for me to level up. And I'm definite in that moving forward, this will be a breakthrough moment that allows me to emphasize every other area of my life as well. Because this is something that I saw coming during the week as well, okay? It really comes down to decisiveness. Like a true decision is something where there's no other alternative. Okay, the word decision has the same word, like a Latin root as incision, right? Incision, which means to cut off. A true decision is when you cut off all other alternatives. So the fact that I relapsed yesterday means that I did not make a true decision. And I remember because, one of the steps I shared in the previous video was that if you are intending to quit weed, then a large part of that is to not spend time with people that smoke weed. And yesterday, it's been 6 weeks. I haven't met one of these buddies that, I've been spending a lot, that I grew up with basically, like a long time with. And I was like, it's been 6 weeks, I'll go see him. And I remember on the drive over there, I was like, am I going to smoke? Am I not going to smoke? Am I going to smoke? Am I not going to smoke? Nah, I'm probably going to smoke. No, you made the decision not to smoke. Oh no, you're gonna smoke. And then just going through that rumination, it's like that just shows that the decision was not made permanently, right? And also to implement the advice of, who you surround yourself with is who you become. Now, there's no blame game other than blaming myself. But at the higher level, it's like, what if everything that is happening in our lives right now is happening for our own growth and evolution, right? So the biggest lesson that I've learned is really that anytime there is that decision to be made, to make that decision, right? To really begin to take a pause, to stop everything down, take a deep breath into your nose, into your diaphragm, release, smile, get calm, cool, collected, and then ask the question, what would the highest version of myself do right now? And that really is the key, which I've been talking about a lot, right? The gap between stimulus and response is where our freedom lies. And when we run through the rumination, am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? Am I going to do it? I'm not going to do it. That takes a lot of mental energy. And then by the time you're in that situation, we just take the path of least resistance. So that's what I experienced yesterday. And I know that this is going to be another breakthrough, because I remember I made the decision to quit weed before the first monk mode challenge, and then I was good for like 6 weeks, and now this time in between the first and the second one, I know that I'm really going to maximize during the second round of the monk mode challenge, because I'm just so definite. I know what I have to do. I know how to be even more decisive. I know exactly how this came about, and I know exactly what I'm going to do moving forward as well, right? So a quote that comes to mind is from Marcus Aurelius. I've shared this on the post as well, right? Because so many times we do something that we said we weren't going to do, and then we beat ourselves up about it, and that helps no one, especially not ourselves, and we get caught in that downward spiral, right? So of course, part of the process of digesting this experience that I've had is making this video, sharing the experience with you, saying that, at the end of the day, like an aspect of my ego is like, man, you projected this image of being this highly disciplined person, of like never breaking any bad habits. It's like this ideal, but the reality is I'm not perfect, and I don't think anyone else is either, right? And because this is really coming through my readings of, like I said, a quote that comes to mind is from Marcus Aurelius, right? Who was the emperor of Rome, who himself was writing in his journal the wrestling matches that he was having with his lower self, right? And he says that when force of circumstance upsets your equanimity, lose no time in recovering your self-control, and do not remain out of tune longer than you can help. Habitual recurrence to the harmony strengthens your mastery over it. In other words, we are all going to fall off. The point is not to beat ourselves up about it. It's about how fast we can get back on track, right? And what I am really using to get back on track is the 3 questions which I mentioned, right? So the first question is really, what am I doing well? Okay, because so often our mind is focused on the negative to shame ourselves. Let's focus on the positive. That's my thought process right now. What have I been doing well? Yes, I got a lot of tasks done. I was hyper productive during this week. I launched the second round of the monk mode challenge as well, right? I got all the videos out. I did all my tasks. I was on track with my nutrition, right? So a lot of stuff I've been doing well over here. Like if you are in the situation and you relapse from any other bad habits, like what about doing well? Okay, I read a book over here 30 minutes. Like, of course, every one of us has a different situation that we're going through. But there's always something that is positive that we are doing on this path of growth and evolution, right? Maybe there's one moment that you can shine your awareness on and realize that, yes, you are better than you were before. Whoa, it's a loud bird. And the reality is that when we focus on the positive is when we feed that back. I'll say, okay, it's not all bad right now. Okay, so what am I doing well? And then what did I do not so well, right? So what I didn't do so well is I didn't take my own advice. I knew that I was going to stop smoking weed, but it wasn't a decision that was made when I was driving on the way there. It was like this disconnect. And at that moment, it's like, okay, what will I do differently next time, right? Next time, if I am contemplating a decision, that is a point for me to pause, to take a deep breath in through my nose, deep into my belly, smile as I release, and really ask my higher self the question. What should I do right now, right? What would the highest version of myself do right now? And then once that decision comes through, because it always comes through when we go through that process, it comes through, then to stick with it. And that's it. Done. There's no contemplating any other path because the decision is made. All other alternatives are cut off, right? And that is why I am so excited for the Monk Mode Challenge, because I know I'm going to be leveraging this whole new opportunity that's coming up for me this month, right? Starting this Monday, on leveling up, right? As these crows are agreeing with me as well. They're like, yeah, you got this, man. Actually, they haven't been liking me recently. I'll tell you that story another time. But I see this as an opportunity for growth, right? See this as an opportunity that whenever there's a decision to be made, not only with bad habits, not only with, what I eat, but with every single decision that I make, if I can really tap into my calm, cool, collected center, and then ask myself the question, what would the highest version of myself do right now? It's very simple, but it's common sense. Okay, yeah, it makes sense, but is that common practice? My perspective, it hasn't been as persistent as I would want. And this situation that I went through of relapsing and reconnecting with our sister Mary Jane over here, okay, like I shared in the previous video, it's not good or bad. It's just about what is working for you, what is not working for you, what commitments you made, what commitments you have not made. And I made the commitment that I'm going to stop, right, for the time being. Again, that's not a certain decision. I'm not going to quit forever, I don't think, at least the time of filming of this video, right? But I know that during the course of the monk mode challenge, that's really what helped me last time as well, and that's exactly what's going to help me this time as well. Okay, so if you are watching this video right now, like depending on when it went live, I think it went live on Friday. I don't know when it went live, but if you're watching it when it went live, then you know that the monk mode challenge is still open for enrollment right now. And if you are in a cycle of habits that you know are not serving you, right, then that is an opportunity for you to click the link below in the description or open up a new tab, go to monkmodechallenge.com, get enrolled into this, because I'm going to be giving you the exact step-by-step roadmap that will give you the mental clarity on your vision that will then allow you to dictate your decisions in the present moment to align with your highest values. Okay, so many times you experience these negative emotions, and the only reason is because that's a signal for us to get an awareness that we are not aligning our behaviors with our values, right? It's important to understand the game that we're playing over here, and that game is simply to close the gap between who we are and who we are capable of being. And anytime that we don't live up to that potential is when we create the space for regret, disillusionment, and anxiety to seep in. Okay, so if this is something that will help you level up to connect with the community that are going through the same roadmap, I'm going to be going through the same roadmap as well. There's something that I come back to again and again and again. There's a process that is really something that I have distilled over the last 10 years of my self-improvement and personal development journey. So if you've gotten value from even one of my YouTube videos, then you can open up a new tab, go to monkmodechallenge.com or click the link in the description, get into the program, and really create the next 30 days to allow you to evolve, not only mentally, not only physically, but on every dimension, spiritually as well. Okay, so just a quick update from me, and that's what I've been going through. I feel like I've gotten it off my chest at this point, because the dilemma I was going through was like, oh, should I make this video, should I not, should I make this video, should I not? I'm like, I have to make this, man. Like, if integrity is amongst my highest values, I would even lose it even more if I didn't make this video and just kept it at the backdrop, right? So either way, I hope you got something from this experience, right? At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, maybe there's a projection that I put out there that, oh, everything's all good, I've got everything figured out. But at the end of the day, we are all on this path. Yes, we're on different, we are on different, we have different journeys, but we're all on the path towards that enlightenment, right? Towards that highest version and expression of ourselves. And, whoa, got a mosquito over there. And any way that I can help you out and support you on that. Oh, I think I killed it, man. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, man, any way that I can help you out and support you, like that's just great. And with that, I think this ending has been a bit blurry, but with that, I will conclude this video, and I will leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, much love to you. Stay strong. Peace.